Merry Christmas from the White House. Nancy and I wish we could personally thank the thousands of you who've sent us holiday cards, greetings, and messages. Each one is moving and tells a story of its own. A story of love, hope, prayer, and patriotism. And each one has helped to brighten our Christmas.
Happy holidays from those of us at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation and Institute. Hi, I'm Melissa, and welcome to this month's live from at the Reagan Library. Remember, we do these on the first Wednesday of every month. In this month's live from, we're going to look at our all-new, brand-new special exhibition that we've never done before. It's 5,000 square feet, and it's called An American Christmas Story. Here in this exhibition, we explore the traditions and unique expressions of all of our nation's 50 states, as well as all the territories the U.S. owns as well. So let's take a look. So the first tree we're going to talk about today is Florida, and which is right over here. And as I said, each tree is decorated with the themes and colors and unique expressions of that state and that state's history. So here in Florida, you'll find fun things like pink flamingos and even oranges. Did you know that the first Christmas ever celebrated was in Florida? It was in a city near Tallahassee, Florida in 1539 when Spanish conquistador Hernando de Soto led an expedition into Florida and celebrated the first Christmas. We've been doing it ever since. As we round this corner, we're going to take a look at actually these trees back here. Now, these 5 trees actually represent some of our more snowy, more cold regions. The first tree over here is on Montana, and when they decorated the tree, they focused mainly on the wildlife of Montana. So you see bears and you see elk. And of course, you cannot talk about the snowy, cold regions of the United States without talking about Alaska, which is this second tree right here. Now, I promise that not all 5 trees in the cold area are wildlife related, but the Alaska tree is wildlife related as well. You're going to find bear, you're going to find reindeer, and you're even going to find some fun crabs. We round the corner on this side, we're going to see Kentucky. In our Kentucky tree, you're going to find little jockey outfits for the Kentucky Derby. You're going to find hidden moonshine bottles, and you're even going to find a Louisville Slugger baseball bat. Now, in the beginning, we talked about how there were 50 trees for the 50 United States, as well as trees to represent all of the territories the United States owns. And so here over my left shoulder in this area right here with the smaller trees and the wreaths, this is where we focus on all the different territories that we own. So it's a small little fun history lesson. And then over on my right, we get to the Louisiana tree, and you can just see this is just fun, bright, colorful tree decorated to promote the Mardi Gras. Of all the trees in here, everyone who comes in is going to have their favorite. My favorite, I actually think, is the Utah tree, which is right here, because I love how bright and colorful it is. You see the bees and the beehives, and that's because Utah is known as the beehive state. And Utah is known as the beehive state because they say that in Utah, everyone works together to support one another. Now, in the back, we talked about the 5 trees that were grouped together because of the snowy region. Over here on my left, we're now going to look at the 8 trees that are grouped together to symbolize the 8 states that Route 66 goes through. So Route 66 actually begins in Illinois, and if you look deep in the Illinois tree, you'll see things like Abraham Lincoln, you'll see the Chicago Cubs. But as we go through each state in the order you would drive Route 66 from, so from Illinois, we go to Missouri, we drive through Kansas, you can see all the beautiful sunflowers. You go into Oklahoma and you see the buffalo and bison. Of course, in Texas, you can't talk about a Texas tree without doing cowboy hats and bullhorns and cowboy boots. In New Mexico, my favorite thing hidden in the New Mexico tree are there's little aliens. Behind New Mexico is Arizona, and you see the cactus. And as we're going through, I'm kind of skipping a lot of this, but this exhibition isn't just Christmas trees. There are artifacts from the various states in here as well, and so you'll see those when you're here. But if you're doing Route 66 and you're traveling all 8 states, Route 66 ends in California, which is the tree I am standing next to right now. Of course, California also represents our home state here at the Reagan Library. And when you look at the California tree, you see the California state bear, you see the state flower, which is the orange poppy, and you can't talk about California without talking about Hollywood. So there's movie tickets in here. I think there's a Hollywood sign in there somewhere. But again, if you're driving Route 66 and you take it all the way to the end, Route 66 actually ends just about 45 minutes here from the Reagan Library at the Santa Monica Pier. So we have the Santa Monica Pier sign in our exhibition as well. So as I mentioned, this exhibition also has artifacts, not just trees. When Ronald Reagan was president of the United States, he met with Jewish leaders for all 8 years, did Hanukkah, menorah lighting ceremonies, and various things like that. And while in office, he received over a dozen menorahs. And many of those menorahs are on display in this gallery right here. But the menorah I want to point out, because it's more unique than the other ones, and I actually think it's fun because of all the menorahs gifted here, this is the one menorah that the president did not receive as a gift from Hanukkah. This was actually given to him from a citizen of Greece on the occasion of President Reagan's 73rd birthday. So this exhibition, in addition to the 50 trees, in addition to this territory trees, in addition to the artifacts, we also talk about the Reagans and their home life, whether that be in the White House or in their home in Los Angeles. So over here we have the tree that represents the White House tree, decorated as the Reagans would decorate their White House tree. And on the floor here, you'll see, I believe it's 1 or 2 carolers. We have more in another section. And those were the carolers the Reagans actually used to decorate around their Christmas tree in the White House. And next to me is actually a skirt suit by the designer Adolfo. Mrs. Reagan wore this skirt suit to the 1988 senior staff White House Christmas party. Now, if we go to the other side of this gallery, we are going to find, which I think is the most spectacular thing in this entire exhibition, all 5,000 square feet. This is actually my favorite. I don't believe we've ever had this on display before, but behind me, this tree is completely decorated with the ornaments that Ronald and Nancy Reagan used to decorate their own tree in their home in Los Angeles, California. There's a picture of Mrs. Reagan near that tree behind me, and in the case over to my right, are the ornaments that they used on their tree with all the family names on them. And because those are breakable, those are in the glass case. But again, this is something really special and unique to the Reagans from their own private collection they used in their own house. As we go into this next area, it might be hard to see on the camera, so I'm just going to kind of talk about it. If you come to the Reagan Library this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then starting the Friday after, every single day between that Friday and Christmas Eve, Santa is here. And Santa sits in this, again, you might not be able to see it too well, in this little house behind me in Candy Cane Lane. And you come in here near the fireplace, Santa is here to take your family portrait. It's a ton of fun. People have been loving to do it. So we recommend you come and get your photo taken with Santa. So we're now going to go into the store, and I see that someone has since closed the door since I was here last. So hopefully they didn't lock it. They didn't lock it. So sorry while I opened the door. So if you watch these every month, you'll know that I always end these live froms by talking about items from our store that you can purchase that fit the theme of that exhibition. Well, we thought it would be fun to actually come into our store, because what better gift, something so unique, so authentic to the Reagan Library, than buying your loved one a gift from the Reagan Library. So we are in our store today. As always, I always talk about the 2 ways to shop. The first, well, 3 ways to shop. One, come to our store. The other 2, simply go to our website, reaganlibrary.com/store, and you can find almost every object here in our store on that website. And if you recall, you go to reaganlibrary.com/store, scroll down just a little bit to the featured product section, and everything I talk about today is right there. So easy to find. Of course, you can also search the website and find other items as well. We have another way to shop. Not everything we talk about, not the whole store, but for the ease of those who love to shop on Amazon, simply go to amazon.com/Ronald Reagan, and you'll find our store there as well. Today, I want to talk about a whole new way to shop that we just added. So some people like to come to a store in person because they can walk around and pick things up and take a look. And they don't like to shop online as much because they don't know what they're going to get. Well, so we have started a new program where we have a personal shopper. Monday through Friday, simply call the phone number. If it's not on the screen right now, it'll be up in the next minute or two. Call that phone number, ask to speak to our personal shopper. Her name is Janet, and she will actually walk into the store with you while you're on the phone and talk about different items you can get and explain them to you and help you buy them. Just a whole nother great way for you to shop, especially during this holiday season. So how about we give you some examples of things you can buy? So the White House Historical Association is the official organization that makes the official White House ornament every year. They've been doing it since 1981 when President Reagan was in office. The ornaments are unique and beautiful and truly classic. And here in our store, we sell every White House historical ornament from 2015 through this year, 2022. So let's talk about the 2022 ornament. The beautiful, oh, and it smells so good, which I'm going to talk about in a second. The 2022 ornament is showing in the tradition of how the White House builds a gingerbread house and puts it in the state dining room every year. But what's fun about this ornament this year is it comes with a scented booklet that I can smell. It smells delicious. It comes with a scented booklet, and in that booklet is actually a recipe that Pat Nixon used while in the White House to actually build her own gingerbread house. So what a great gift. So again, we do sell all the ornaments here from 2015 to 2022, as well as our exclusive Reagan Library ornaments. So just a really fun way to decorate your tree. I'm now going to walk to the other side of the store, and as I walk, you'll see all the different great ideas you can purchase for yourself, your loved one, for this holiday season. It's not too late. In fact, if you shop before, it's either December 15th or December 16th, it is still guaranteed to get to your house by Christmas. So you have, what is it, almost a week still to buy any gift you see in here. It will be at your house by Christmas. So let's talk about Royal Briar Cologne. This was actually President Reagan's favorite cologne. We sell it here in the store, and it was made by Carols of Beverly Hills, the great gift for a loved one. They can smell just like Ronald Reagan. And if that's not your style, how about, this is very heavy, how about this Waterford Lismore biscuit barrel? Now, Waterford's been making these biscuit barrels since 1783. And when President Reagan was in the White House, he actually asked his staff to fill the Waterford barrel baskets with Jelly Bellies to put them in the cabinet room so it'd be an elegant display of his favorite snack. So what a great way to class up your office or your house. And then the third item we want to talk to you about today is just the very, very classic Ronald Reagan tie. Now, this tie is reproduced or recreated off of Ronald Reagan's, one of his favorite ties to wear, which is 100% silk red with blue and silver/gray stripes. And then we went ahead and added his signature to the bottom. So this is just a great classic tie for any man in your life. So we recommend any of these items. Again, the three that I specifically spoke about are on reaganlibrary.com/store. Scroll down just a little bit to the featured products section. But again, anything in the store you can find online. So the last thing I want to mention before we wrap up is that we didn't show it to you today, but in our main lobby, we have a tree dedicated to the Gold Star families. And on that tree, we encourage any Gold Star family member to come up with a photo of their loved one, ask for a Gold Star at our front desk. There is no cost for this, and we help you put your loved one's photo and name on the Gold Star. We put it on our tree. It's up in the lobby, and we use those same ornaments year after year after year, so your loved one will always be remembered here at the Reagan Library. So I want to thank you all for joining us. Oh, I almost forgot. Another great gift. Have you ever thought about giving the gift of membership to someone? Between now and December 11th, if you shop in our store and you are a Reagan Library member, you get 20% off your entire purchase. Just a couple of exclusions apply. So if you're already a member, you get 20% off between now and December 11th. Not a member? How about giving a gift of membership to a loved one and then working with them to use that 20% discount? So if you're not a member, you still have until December 11th to buy a membership, get that double discount, 20% off the entire store. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next time. Happy holidays.
In spite of everything, we Americans are still uniquely blessed, not only by the rich bounty of our land, but by a bounty of the Spirit, a kind of year-round Christmas spirit that still makes our country a beacon of hope in a troubled world, and that makes this Christmas and every Christmas even more special for all of us who number among our gifts the birthright of being an American. Until next week, thanks for listening. Merry Christmas, and God bless you.